The year was 2013. A 30-year-old something Christian video game developer decided to make a little game called Chipper and Sons Lumber Co. This game is mainly about working for a lumber company that's ran by your dad, and you need to gather supplies to build stuff like bridges and animatronics. And to get supplies, you could talk to NPCs and play mini games that they have. And you can go on dates that don't really go well most of the time. At times, this game looks creepy as like, what the fuck is this? The trailer was posted on the Steam Greenlight page with not people liking it and getting it taken down in one day. But this criticism was not good to the creator. He had many depressed thoughts, even about suicide. And then other problems made things worse. He only had a job at Dollar General and Target. And he made these games for a passion. He's been making these games since he was a kid. Sometimes when he made a game, it was just for extra money for only $50. But he was thinking about making another game. A game that's actually scary on purpose. And he did. And this would bring a lot more than $50. A lot more than money. A lot more than other stuff. But, this horror game was not going to be like the other ones where it's really dark. You can't see the monster. The monsters are right in front of you. You can see who they are. This wasn't any other horror game. This would take place at a pizzeria that kids would go to, also where they would go missing too. Many people would find this concept relatable since there's a pizza chain called Chuck E. Cheese, which was basically the same thing, but the robots don't kill you. By the way, Chuck E. Cheese has blocked me on Twitter. Now the actual characters, the monsters, are actually being designed and modeled. There was a bear named Freddy, a bunny named Bonnie, and a chicken named Chica with a cupcake. The models took 2 days each just to make them. And on the fourth animatronic, he was deciding between a beaver, a wolf, and a fox. He didn't choose the beaver because of his last game, and he was kind of embarrassed about that. The wolf, I don't know, and the fox he chose because I don't know either. And that was a very hard decision to make, and this is why today's video is sponsored by no one. Yeah, subscribe. Mid-development, Scott decided to put up a Kickstarter page to fund the project. The description described what the game was about, and for some reason the goal was for $10,000. I don't know why, but no one donated. Just thinking about it, what did he need that $10,000 for besides bills? You think there's gonna be like a gun in the game? That would be insane. Like a free roam, oh my god. But anyway, the trailer had released for this game, and there's a lot of unused stuff shown here, like this camera render and Bonnie running in the hallway instead of Foxy. And there's other stuff that wasn't shown in the trailer, but that were cut, like a life system that would have been problematic. But now the game was finished. On July 26, Scott Cawthon decided to give an early copy to a YouTuber called Ben the Scoopist. It was only of the demo, and he only explained he had this copy because he played one of his earlier games, The Desolate Hope. But 2 weeks later, Scott Cawthon decided to release Five Nights at Freddy's on Desera and IndieDB. And then people started playing the game and loving and getting scared by it. YouTubers to Markiplier, Coreyx, Kenshin, to anyone that you know that played games back then, played this game. A few days later, it went up on Steam for more people to play. This game was getting thousands of downloads. YouTubers making videos on it, like theories and let's plays. And this came at the right time where people were playing indie horror games. And finally, Scott's getting praise for his games now. But people are wondering, is there gonna be a sequel? Yeah. On September 11th, 2014, this was posted on scottgames.com. It was Freddy, but he looked different. He was holding a hat and he had buttons on his chest. And this game would be bigger, better, and stronger. This game would have more mechanics like a mask and the puppet. There were double the animatronics, more lore, and there were way more teasers teasing the new mechanics in the game. 3 months after Five Nights at Freddy's came out, the sequel had came out. This game was more chaotic, more lore, and more people joining the fan base. And even more YouTubers making videos about this game. And then teasers started coming for Five Nights at Freddy's 3. We got teasers and finally the game. No, it isn't. It was just a troll game. This sparked a trend about troll games, seeming if there's a FNaF game coming out, and it was just an old Scott game. In FNaF 3, the original game was called There Is No Pause Button. Then the actual game came out, and instead of fighting against like 20 animatronics, you only do like 9. But 5 days later, a film was announced for Five Nights at Freddy's to be made, and this movie would come out 9 years later. This movie had many script changes, that's why it took like 9 years to make, and it was alright, I guess. But we got FNAF 4, FNAF World, FNAF Sister Location, FNAF merch, everything. But in 2020, Scott retired since some complications I don't really want to get into, but since then we got like a few games, one VR game, a movie, another movie coming, and a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's FNAF's 11th birthday. Happy birthday, FNAF. It's pretty cool, I guess. I just want to make a video. There will be more videos. I just made this for a little bit. But yeah, if you really like this video, you could subscribe. I don't really care, but yeah,